So, next episode of Shortcuts featuring pentatonic scales. We've covered the E minor pentatonic, open position. Then using one of our shortcuts, we recognise 12 frets as an octave. So anything I can play 0, I can start again at 12. Same shape, just 12 frets higher, an octave higher, 12 chromatic notes. But now we're going to change key. So that was in E minor pentatonic. We're going to change key to A. So, but we're going to use exactly the same shape. So again, shortcuts. You don't need to learn anything new here. What you played at fret 12, you now just move to A. Now, if you remember on the tuning video, we learned that when we were tuning the A string, we played fret 5 on the E string. And we wanted those to be in tune with each other. And we realised that if that's the case, that means that fret 5 on the E string must be an A. Now I want to move this scale, which is now in E, I want to move it to A. So I just need to find an A note on that low string, and I know from my tuning, fret 5 is an A. See why we pointed it out when we did the tuning? Okay. Right, let's try the scale then. It's exactly the same scale. You're going to use your little finger and your third finger. And the first finger is playing fret 5 all the way along. So fret 5 on the E string, and we get this. And slightly quicker, but remember, alternate picking. So down and up, here we go. So don't forget to employ all the things that we did in the E minor pentatonic lesson with this A minor pentatonic. We can do bends, we can do hammer-ons, we can do pull-offs. All the same stuff. And remember, the other shortcut was 12 frets ahead, and we get another octave, so we got another scale. So fret 5 past 12, if you look at it really, it's your second dot. So second dot past 12. It's a bit high up the neck of the guitar, but if you feel like reaching up there, you can. So what we get is... Now you'll notice I use my third finger there instead of my fourth, simply because the frets are closer together. And so if I use my third finger, I can now reach up for other notes, which will feature in a future video, so keep your eye out for that one. Remember, practice it slow and you'll improve fast. So we got the two scales. And now we can play. So we're going to do the same thing again, but this time the backing is in the key of A, and we're going to have a little jam over it. Here we go. and so on. So we can keep going with that. Now what I'm going to do for you now is we're going to have a jam. Okay, so I'm going to play up to the D, and then the other chord we're going to use is the E. And you'll remember this from another video where we did that basic rock and roll blues backing. So let's have a little go at that, and we're going to trade licks. So I'm going to play the backing. I'm going to start off with a solo, and then I'm going to play the backing, and that's your chance to play along. Okay, so here it is. Your turn. You again. Now let's take it in turns. And you. And you. All you. Okay, so bit of fun, right? So go back over that and use it. It's good to jam along and just practice in those gaps and understanding it. This shortcut today is going to open up the neck totally for you. We're going to do the extended pentatonic. Okay, it's much more simple than you think. Let's just remind ourselves of that A minor pentatonic, fret 5. Okay, now to extend it, what we're going to do is we're going to take this little section in the middle and we're going to play it through 3 octaves. Okay, so what that means is we're going to go. So we're going to find these notes. Remember, an octave, yeah, is always 2 frets back, 2 strings down. Or if you're going up, 2 strings up, 2 frets forward. That gets you the root and the octave. So we're playing this little shape here. So we're going to go to the octave and play the same shape again. Okay, so fret 3, sorry, on the low E string, and we're going to follow the dots. Jump up to the D string, the 4th string, and we're going to play the same shape. Follow the dots. You'll recognise that from your minor pentatonic. Now, we're now going to find the octave of this. Now remember, the B string, if you remember, is tuned 1 fret out. So we're not going to the octave there. The octave is an extra fret on. Okay, so, but we're going to play the same shape. So your 3 octaves are. Now the great thing about this is whatever phrase you play in the middle, let's take a stock blues phrase like, right, I can now play that an octave lower or an octave higher. So do you remember we said any phrase that you play here, you can go 12 frets higher, an octave higher and play again. But it's a big jump, it's a big leap to have to do. You don't have to do that. You can actually play it an octave higher on the next 2 strings. So again, you can do this little call response thing. It doesn't have to be the same lick, it could be a different one. So I might go. And you get loads of mileage out of that. You're not having to learn loads and loads and loads and loads of new phrases all the time, although you will find them. You can play those phrases close to. Okay, well that's great in practice, but there is one more thing that we're going to help you with, and it's going to allow you to travel from here. In fact, it's going to allow you to travel from the open string all the way to fret 12 on the high string in one fluid motion. Because what we're going to do is we're going to connect those shapes. So here's the first octave. Then what we're going to do is you're going to slide with your 3rd finger. And if you look now, you're in position to play that middle shape. Okay, and then you're going to slide again just like you did before. Now remember, B string, so this shape is 1 fret forward. And then you're going to slide again. So we've gone from E to the top E on the high E string, 12 frets up. Okay, so now I know we started there, but actually that open E could be your first note. Okay, but keeping it in its shapes. Remember that one's available to you. Keeping it in the shape, we get. And coming back. Okay, now that, when I discovered that, that was a huge leap, because I suddenly realised, wow, I can travel from, I can travel all that distance with just this one pentatonic shape. So what you get is, you get stuff like this. So let's just improvise on it a minute. I'm just playing the one shape, I've just extended it. So it's kind of cool being able to do that. It does work with the octave higher, so but on this guitar, unless you've got 24 frets, I can't play that next note, but I do have the 3 octaves. Okay, so plenty to do on that. Let's have a little go at playing something so you can hear how it sounds in practice. Here we go. so you can see there's loads of scope, loads of stuff that you can do with that and just move it around. So remember, just experiment with it, have a bit of fun. If you go back to the last video, you can use that jam backing track that we did to be able to just play along and try some of those ideas. You can do fluid runs, but really it's great to just do phrases within. That's where it really comes into its own. So have a little go at that. And in the next video, it's going to be just a short one. I'm going to show you one more exciting little thing you can do with that, just to make you sound even faster. So remember, practice slowly, learn fast. See you next time.